and white people, white and black people. So I want y'all to know that. Like I said, all races have a hand in the destruction of their own race, but white people have the hand in 401 years, ever since the Edomites came out the Caucasus Mountains. They have the way the world is today, it's their doing. It's their doing. You understand me? So we shouldn't be walking around, my black brothers and sisters, wearing pajamas outside and bonnets. So by me working for the school system, I get to see parents. I have literally seen parents buy brand new pajama outfits to bring their kids to school. So that's wrong to me. Now, she said we need to be talking about creating more businesses. We should. And wait a minute, is today the anniversary of Tulsa massacre? It's been talked about all weekend. Who did that? Who did that? Black people used to thrive. We used to thrive with businesses. We had it going on, but my white brothers and sisters felt threatened. So, and still today, that's why we get nowhere. That's why we have got nowhere. They came in and they started bombing and killing us, okay, and took away these businesses. Took away these businesses because they did not want black people to get ahead. They created the pimp. They also created the effeminate man. And I know people like, oh my God, she's saying this. Show Liz. Like, remember the comedian said, Show Liz, Sholiz. Show Liz. Yes, I'm saying that. Yes, I am. Y'all better learn y'all dang on history. I'm not going to go through the whole history lesson here on the radio, but we're going to talk about some things. You all need to learn your history, black people's history, and then white people's history. You need to learn it. Every time black people have tried to get ahead, here come my white brothers and sisters right behind us, tearing it down. This is throughout history. That's why today, a lot of my black brothers and sisters, we are the way that we are. We cannot have good relationships. We don't have a lot of our black men and women. Well, I'll say black sisters are not married. And this is not for me to put down my white brothers and sisters, but this for me to tell the truth about them. Show is, baby, I'm going to do this. Even today, they do not want, and this is not all white people, but like I said, it's the 74 million of you, and then the ones that's hidden in the closet. They do not want you in high positions. When we know a lot of the times when our black brothers and sisters do get in high positions, they may say they're going to look out for other blacks, their black brothers and sisters when they get in these positions. Soon as they get up there, it don't happen. They start looking out for themselves, especially when it's a lot of money involved, because they've never had this amount of money. So they start looking out, for themselves and doing things really that our white brothers and sisters do it, but they are held unaccountable for the things that they do. But our black brothers and sisters are held to the highest accountability, to the highest accountability. That's why I love, and I'm not going to talk about him all the time, Kwame Brown, for the way that he speaks, because he speaks this way as well. He speaks this way as well. He comes and he attacks it, and I love it, because you all need to hear this. And now they are in a debate about teaching slavery in schools. My good God. Now, for that, I'm going to have to take a little sip of my banana and kale and spinach smoothie on this one. Sweet Jesus, it tastes so good. Baby, let me tell you something. They're going to fight this to the end, because they know once we learn the truth. Now, that don't mean that black people going to get violent, because one thing we won't do, we won't go against our oppressor. We won't. We're going to go against our own race. To happen is because it was done by We enslaved one another too. But how can I say this, J. Ray? Black people enslaved one another, but we didn't do as much as our white brothers and sisters have done and what they're still doing today. Even with the laws, they just passed laws and they're trying to make it so that we cannot vote. Well, I wanted the laws passed. They trying to do everything possible so that we cannot. It just and what gets me though is my black brothers and sisters. We are still partying and we still being hunted and killed by police officers. We're still there's no justice really for our black people, but yet we living like we privileged, like my white brothers and sisters. We're not. Do you have life insurance, my black brothers and sisters? Do you have a business besides making t-shirts and selling little skimpy clothing? Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of seeing the t-shirt selling. Everybody doing it. I'm sick of seeing the skimpy clothing being sold, mainly tights. Sick of it. When we have pop-up boutique shops, it's really mainly clothes that's always accentuating our body or our shapes. I'm sick of it. But we don't have pop-up business shops on how to be an entrepreneur, on how to make things happen for ourselves. We don't have pop-up shops on life insurance. We don't have pop-up shops of teaching young men and women on how to be young men and women, because we see a lot of our parents, that job is pretty much done for them. That's why the fighting, all the fighting that happened at Kings Island. And then I'm just going to give the initials. EL want to say it's not always the black kids. We already know this. But we say we don't even talk about really, because we know white kids and white people are unaccountable for everything that they do. We talking about the accountability of our black children. I honestly don't feel like we talk to our children enough. I'm talking about our black babies, even though I work with children and I see that our black and white children, baby, they need to be talked to in both races, boo. Because white children need to be talked to just as much as black children. For the simple fact they are being taught to hate black people. And I've said this many times. Most white people have never had a negative experience with anybody black. The hatred has been passed down. We have been made to look like we are lazy and nothing, but never told the truth about you all, my white brothers and sisters. You taken so much away from us to where we have been boxed in. Jobs, homes, everything. It was never a rule about how we could wear our hair at a job. Now, all of a sudden, y'all created laws to where it's okay for us to wear our natural hair when that was never a law. If it was, I didn't know about it. If it was, somebody give me a call. Let's talk about it and be about it. 513-961-8900. I want to know from an old school, from one of my elders. Give me some history. I want an elder to call in and give me some history about this. Now, all these laws are being created to go against us. And we are held accountable for everything that we do. I hope and pray to God, because God is strategic. He can make things happen. I want those laws to pass for slavery to be taught in school. I wanted to, and I know that's huge. And I know that they do not want that, because it's going to put the camera on my white brothers and sisters to show what they have done. But for real, the camera on you right now. It's just a lot of my black brothers and sisters, they see it, but they refuse to speak on it, mainly out of fear. J. Ray, you want to say something?
I had to make sure I was trying to find the woman's name.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was the whole thing about the natural hair or legislation being filed to protect people's ability to wear the natural hair comes from a case where a woman was fired
Mm-hmm.
because of her natural hair, and then she went to sue, saying it was a civil rights violation, and she lost in the Supreme Court trial because they said that hair is not considered a civil right. It's not an identifier of culture. And she literally lost because she had cornrows in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge said that she couldn't claim that cornrows were a cultural identity because she only copied Bo Derek wearing it in the movie.
Oh my God, when we all know that Bo Derek braids come from black people. Almost everything does. My God, let's, baby, should we go there? Go ahead and finish out.
As well, we just have, I can't remember the gentleman's name either. There were a couple of high school students. One was a wrestler that I definitely remember.
Oh, yes.
Who the referee cut his locks off before a wrestling match, or said he would be disqualified. So it's weird that we do have to pass some common sense laws that you think would be not an issue, but I guess today's society shows you that I guess we have to, because if there's no, I guess it's the old thing, like I didn't see a sign, so I guess the law is their version of, okay, this is the sign now, you can't do it.
And now it has to be laws only because white people are bothered. That's it. That's it. Things have to be passed because white people are bothered.
And also because there are a lot of biracial children that have natural hair, and their natural hair may not be the same texture as their parents, even though they have a fair skin tone. So they have to. It's all about protection of their children.
It's all about the protection of white people's feelings. That's what it's about. Everything is about how our sometimes I do not like saying brothers and sisters. It's all about how white people feel. They are offended because of our hair. Do you all know that you all come from us? Should I go there, Jay Ray? It's probably home. We'll probably go there. And like, wait a minute, what? Say what now? But
that's the thing. That's already common knowledge. Even science has acknowledged that. Anthropology, everybody already has acknowledged that.
Mm-hmm. All races do.
All comes from the same place.
Black people loves. That's why Sleepy Joe won't pass no laws concerning black people. You pass the law for violence not to go against Asian people, but you will not do that.
What's the vice president? What is the nationality of our vice president?
Hindu. January, we may get in trouble for saying this, brother. We may get in trouble because
at first
everybody thought she was black.
Well, because when we have biracial situations in our communities, let's go back to Mariah Carey. Up until she started to fall off, nobody was black until she did the BET interview and said she had a black father. And now we're like, okay, so now you want to be black. Now you date, who was it, Puff Daddy or whoever she was dating. Like, it's amazing that you get to play both sides of the fence, and that's where some of the animosity comes in with the colorism in the black community. But you have to look at who people identify themselves as before they get into the public light, because before all you ever heard about was the Asian mother. My mother was Asian, my mother was Asian, and all of a sudden when you have presidential aspirations, father was from the islands, my father's Caribbean, which again is not the same thing as being black in America
at all.
Number 44 is the first African American president. Like and
they're related, loves. There's a relation between all of them, just about. My God.
But like you will, I'm waiting to see the day where we actually have someone who has slave DNA get into the White House, because it seems like they're literally playing a game of cherry picking what they consider to be tolerable, and we're not getting to what essentially the representation that we need. Because again, we're dealing with people who do not identify themselves as being black
at all. When they, my God, oh, J. Ray. And then when Obama was in there, he didn't do anything really for black people. And I will say this, I've said this several times. I have no problem with if you're gay, lesbian. I have no problem with it. Matter of fact, I somewhat love you because your confidence. You have to have a lot of confidence to even come out and say that you are that way. And I have students, that's gay and lesbian, and it's taken a toll on them to be who they are. But their confidence, Miss T just loves their confidence on actually coming out and being free with it. I don't agree with it, but that does not mean that I cannot love you for who you are. I absolutely love you for who you are, whether you gay, straight, lesbian, LGBTQ, whatever it is. I love you for who you are. I don't agree with it, but I love you for who you are. But like I said, he opened the door for a lot of things to go wrong, because whatever you was born with, to me, whatever part you was born with, I don't care if you feel like a girl or a boy. Whatever you was born with, that's what you need to go in the restroom with. He just opened up the door for pedophilia to be just free as a bird, because you can lie and say, I think I'm a girl, I think I'm a boy, and now you in these restrooms. And that's what's happening anyway. Shout out to Stephen Darby too, rest his soul. This man literally talked about this 8 years ago, and everything is coming to play. So again, I think it's sad that laws were created, because I don't even think it was no laws, J. Ray, about hair at first. And then I want to say about that young man that got his dreads cut off. Where the hell was his parents at? Because baby, I would have did cartwheels, front notes, jumping jacks. You hear me? Handstands, to be down on that floor when the scissors even came out, and you thought you was gonna put the scissors up to my child's hair. We gonna turn up. You got me messed up. You think you about to cut my son's hair? Once they cut his hair, it seemed like his spirit just left. His spirit left. If I was him, I wouldn't even finish that match. But it bothered me because we never saw his parents. J. Ray, do you recall the story of the young man, black young male? He had dreads too. He was killed in this gym at school. His body was found rolled up in the carpet. Do you know that they found out, yes, that another student had did it, a white student had did it now, and his father helped. They took this boy's insides out.
Yeah, stuffed it with newspaper.
How the heck was they able to do that?
But then again, that's why I don't trust funeral homes.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know at what point those organs got removed, and black organs are some of the most compatible and valuable organs on the face of the planet.
Oh, that's yeah.
You see a lot of young black people dying who just so happen to be organ donors.
Uh-huh.
Or their child to get killed in a tragic car accident or something like that, and the parents be like, well, we donated his organs so that
especially and they're not always donating the organs, they take them too. So again, it goes back to, I want to see pop-up shops about life insurance, pop-up shops about being an entrepreneur.
How about a pop-up shop about personal hygiene?
Pop-up shops.
We don't even have, like, you talking advanced stuff. We don't even have basic information being disseminated in the community anymore. Because me, in my dating history, I've known more about girls' vaginal situation than they have, because they had no one They had never gotten a pap smear before. They'd never been to the gynecologist. They weren't brought up with that sort of training. And so it's
something serious down there.
Yeah, I mean, not that it was always even like a problem like that, but just the fact that you're not even aware of the steps that you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
It's the same thing with young men. They don't know how to properly take care of themselves, and it's something that I don't understand. Why we have that lapse?
We got a caller, boo. Now remember, when you call, remember to keep it clean, cause baby, I've never had to use it, but you will get the 321 up in here. Hi, love. It's your girl, Miss Mika T, right here on Wave Cincinnati. What's up, love?
Honey, I'm waiting on Robin Lacey.
Oh, I apologize for that. It is not 8 o'clock yet, but Robin and Lacey are no longer here on the radio. And I thought maybe they have let their followers know that. And so, yeah, it's right now. It's Miss Mika T, boo, until 9 o'clock.
Why can't Robin Lacey?
I have no idea when you can speak to them. You probably would have to reach them on their Facebook page. But at this, they're not in here at all.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and be blessed, love. But you can listen to me right here on Out of the Box, Miss Mika T. Be blessed, love. Peace out. We haven't heard that voice in a long time. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to get back into it. But I don't know.
It's Robin and Joni.
I know. I'm like Robin and Lacey. Who's that? It's Robin and Joni, love. So contact them through Facebook and go from there. They may be back, but at this point in time, they are not here. And so far, we're not sure if they're coming back or anything like that. We love Robin and Joni Lacey, but you do need to contact them through Facebook, any other way that you can do so. Right now, it's Miss Mika T, Out of the Box, love. And it sounds like you've been listening. Probably, the information may be a little bit offensive, but that's what we do on here, love. But I forgot my train of thought. Listen to that. That was unexpected.
We were talking about personal hygiene.
Oh yeah, so J Ray, we were talking about personal hygiene, and you know what? Let me just write this down real quick because we're gonna get back into this because I was gonna say a lot of our Black parents are not teaching our children about personal hygiene, but neither are my white ones either. So I'm glad that I can literally be equal on a lot of these things now. As I know at first it probably sounded like I was getting out, doing a lot of conversations on white people. So now it's both. And probably Black people probably feel like I was saying a lot about Black people, but I do both. So we're going to get into some music real quick, and then we're going to come back in. But before we go, I want to tell you guys this. Trauma and PTSD. 70% of Americans have experienced a life-threatening accident or violent assault. Later, nearly 20% of these survivors experience recurring memories, have difficulty concentrating or sleeping. These are all symptoms of post-traumatic disorder. And racism could be a part of that as well, which is a treatable condition. Racism can only be treated once it stops. And for more information, call 802-296-6300. That's 802-296-6300. Or visit the website at www.ptsdinfo.org. That's www.ptsdinfo.org. So we're going to get into some music real quick. To go to our second hour, you guys. We got a second hour in here. Please stay tuned because, baby, we are talking about a lot of things today. And the topic was awake, woke, but still sleep. Woke, but still sleep. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to play, like I said, I was going to play some of the songs. from the show that I did Saturday. It was such an incredible show, and we're going to get into it right now. Can You Feel It by the Jackson 5. To my black people, where y'all at? Can you feel it? It's your girl, Miss Meek T, right here on Wave Cincinnati. Keep it locked right here, y'all, all the way to 9 o'clock, boo. Oh, I thought it went off for a minute. Did it go off?
You gotta turn it down because YouTube will kick you off this. That's probably why it cut off before.
All right, yeah. I almost feel it because I had the music down. I feel like it probably cut off because of what I was saying. They're like, oh no, we can't have this black girl saying this. I don't know how long she thinks she gonna last. As long as I can on here, loves. As long as I can. Because I'm gonna talk about it and be about it. I had somebody that pushed like on YouTube and then they took it off real quick, but anybody that know me, I don't do this for likes and loves. I'm a radio programmer, so I can't do it for the likes and love on social media. That's on you, whether you like it or love it or not. I'm still going to talk about this, though, boo. You understand me? I have literally talked to the people here at the radio station because I felt like I probably was saying too much, a little bit too forward with things, and they let me know, no, ma'am, this needs to be talked about. White and black people that work in the station. So I want to let y'all know that. And because they gave me the go ahead and they gave me an extra hour, baby, Meek T doing this. Meek T is doing this. So yeah, I love anybody that goes against the grain, anybody that goes against the white rule. I love it because it needs to happen. And I'm praying to God. We're going to talk about personal hygiene and slavery being taught in school. We're going to get back to that. I pray to God that it will get taught. You know what? I wonder who even brought it up. Where did it come from? Do you think it was a white person, J. Ray?
It's all about the lady who started the 1619 project and trying to get it included into the school curriculum, and everybody being in the outrage about it. And she was just denied tenure at the same college she graduated from after they applauded her 1619 effort. So it's just
she's a very hardcore speaking woman too, isn't she?
That I'm not aware of. I haven't heard her speak personally. I'm just aware of the project.
Okay.
And the subject matter controversy around it, and how politicians are saying that if the 1619 curriculum was integrated into education, all it's going to do is make white people feel guilty.
And we know we don't want white people feeling guilty. We just want black people being punished for what white people have done and what white people still do to this day. We want that to continue. We don't want white people feeling guilty about what they have done, even though we can see all through their history what they have done and still today what they're doing. That's why Mitch McConnell, with his saggy neck looking like a turtle without his shell on his back, talking about it's not important to talk about slavery. Why